Hey everybody, it's Jodie here from Decoris Vintage Designs, and in today's video I just want to do something a little bit different. Instead of doing a painting tutorial, I want to talk through a lot of the apps that I use on a regular basis and why they are useful. So stay tuned and I will talk you through those. So one of the apps that I like to use is Snapseed, and this is one that I use pretty much unless I get a really good shot of a piece of furniture. Very often I don't, because as you can see I'm in a big dark warehousey place, which by the way I'm going to sort out the lighting issue at some point soon. But yeah, so it can be quite difficult for me to get clear shots of things, so I need lighting. That's a totally other thing that I'll go into some other day, but I also need Snapseed to help just give my photos a little bit more of an edge. So Snapseed is a photo editing app. You can adjust the brightness, the contrast, the saturation of a photo, and also just make it just to make it look a little bit more crisper and a little bit brighter. So when I use Snapseed, I make sure that I don't go too overboard. You still want your piece of furniture on the photo to look as much as it can as a piece of furniture in front of you, but sometimes you just need a little bit more help, and that's what Snapseed is good for. Also, don't go overboard and make it look cartoonish. I've done that before. I've done that and it's never good. So what I would say to you guys is when you use Snapseed, if you're not sure about the picture that you've created or the thumbnail or whatever you have created, then just take a step back and come back to it. Just grab yourself a cup of tea or something and then come back to it, and then see what it's looking like and whether or not, because by that point you will have fresh eyes on it and you will know whether or not it's just looking too cartoonish or not. It's easy done. So Snapseed is a very useful app to have in your tool belt. So the second app that is very useful that I like to use is an app called Picmonkey. It is very similar to Snapseed. So some people actually prefer to use Picmonkey instead of Snapseed for photo editing. I personally don't like it for photo editing, but it's all down to personal choice. You just have to experiment and find an app that works for you. And then what I would say is and then just use that app regularly. But what Picmonkey is really good for is it has a lot of fonts. So if you just want to add a really simple watermark to your photo, then all you have to do is select one of the many fonts from Picmonkey and then type in your business name and just put it wherever on the photo. What I personally like to use Picmonkey for is for a graphic. So I now have a watermark which is like a picture. So what it's really good for is that you can just splice that picture or add that picture straight in to your photo from Picmonkey, and it also allows you to crop different picture or thumbnail sizes. So if you're posting to Instagram, you can crop it so it's the recommended Instagram size. I don't know what this is. It's like little box, big box, cardboard box. Is that what it's called? So as well as that, there's just various different things that you can do in Picmonkey that you can't do in Snapseed. You can do it all in Picmonkey if you want to, but I prefer to edit in Snapseed instead. So another app that I like to use is Canva. Now Canva is fantastic for collage type photos and text overlays. And so what I mean by that, a text overlay, is that you might have your photo and then you might just want to make it look more like a poster, or you might just want to put, I don't know, hand painted furniture by Decoris Vintage Designs or something like that on it. So on Canva you can get the free subscription, which I have, and I find it is perfect. It is a really good subscription service. But if you want more content, I think you can pay something like £10.99 a month. This is by no means a promotion. But yeah, you can pay £10.99 a month, and then you can also get loads of extra content on Canva for that. So yeah, so I like to use Canva for, so if I just want to make a bit of a snazzy poster type photo, So I'm currently running an hashtag giveaway called Make Furniture Your Art. So I used Canva for that, and I just had a really nice background that was pre-made by Canva. And then I put a text overlay on it, so Make Furniture Your Art, and explained what it was about. And then I put my logo on there as well. So you can do all of kinds of things in Canva. You can actually do animations. You can pre-select templates. So say if you want to do an Instagram story, you can pre-select Instagram story templates. If you want to do a Facebook post with, as an advertisement or a poster or something, then you can select Facebook posts. So Canva for me is a necessary one in my toolkit. I use that regularly, and yeah, so for example, this YouTube thumbnail that you will see on this video, this will have been made in Canva as well. So another app that I use very often, and this might be out, some of you might not be interested in this app, but I'm going to tell you anyway because I find it very useful, and that is Adobe Photoshop. And I believe it's the one called Adobe Photoshop Mix. So what I love about this app is that have you ever photographed furniture and then it has a mirror in it, and it drives you nuts, doesn't it? It drives you nuts trying to take a photograph of a piece of furniture that has a mirror and then trying to get that reflection right, especially when you've got all the light in as well. So what I really like about this app is that I can remove that image and I can replace with my own reflection. So I would go onto a website such as iStock or Pexel, which offers free, so Pexel especially offers free stock photos. So they're royalty free, so you can use them and not get into trouble and get any copyright infringements or anything like that. So I use one of those apps. And yeah, and it's not the easiest tool to use ever. It did take a little bit of practice for me, and I'm still by no means a pro, but it's a really easy way to get rid of those really annoying reflections out of your mirrors. You just basically, it has a little tool. I tend to do everything on my phone and not my laptop as well. I make life hard for myself. I don't know why, I just feel much more comfortable with my phone. So I get, so I bring up the original photo. There's a little tool on there, and you can just literally rub out the reflection in the photo. And then what I will do is I will find my new photo that I want to put in the mirror. I will then break it down to size. I don't know, I think this is, I use my hands a lot when I talk, and I think this is the mirror reflection right now. So yeah, so I cut it down to size, and then basically I just pop it straight into where the mirror would be, and it is easy once you know how to do it. And then you would just sort of fray the edges a little bit. So another thing you can do on this app is that you can just make the edges look a little bit faded, so it will blend into the photo, into the original photo, and you won't have any harsh edges, and it will just make it look really, really natural. I'm just going to briefly talk about the actual well-known social media apps that I use, but I'm not going to go into them into too much detail. I might make separate videos for each of these. So when I started, I basically just started on Instagram, and then I built up my Facebook, and then I built up my Pinterest, and now my YouTube, and I'm kind of just failing miserably at TikTok right now. I use and abuse TikTok just basically for its music, so I can then upload videos onto Instagram Reels. But it's worth, if you're just starting out, it's worth just starting with 2 apps and just focus on those apps, just dedicate yourself to those apps. But then once you get comfortable with them, it's then worth branching out into different apps as well, so that basically you're widespread across the social media world. So this is just my personal experience with the different apps. I often find Instagram is the app where I follow and are followed by a lot of furniture painters. It's got that kind of community. I find Facebook is where most of my customer base is on. Pinterest is fantastic because it's basically just a search engine. It's an image search engine, so it's perfect for our kind of work, when basically we are specialists in photography and staging to a certain extent. So it's perfect for our furniture because it's just all very visual, and it is a search engine where people can search and find your shop as well. You can link Pinterest to your shop, and then people can buy through Pinterest. And then people can find you through Pinterest and buy at your shops. So it's really, really good that way, and I do find it drives a lot of traffic. And then you've got YouTube, which I'm not going to go into that. I'm sure you get the gist of YouTube, and don't even worry about that right now. Again, if YouTube is something you're wanting to start, then let me know. Then maybe it's something I can go into one day. But right now, I'm still figuring YouTube out myself a little bit, so I'm not an expert on it. And the same with TikTok. TikTok's a strange one. I've never fully understood it. I need to learn it, I think. I have a problem with TikTok where I created my account and then I didn't really do anything with it, so now TikTok kind of classes me as somebody not worth bothering with, so it never pushes me out to people's feeds anymore. But it's a funny one, TikTok, because you could just randomly upload a video one day and it might not be anything special, but then it might go viral and out of nowhere. So I upload videos on there every now and then, but right now it's not something I'm personally focusing on. But if you enjoy doing video content, then it's definitely an app that's worth trying, because it's getting kind of big, isn't it really? Alright, so these are the main apps that I use. I have gone over them very, very briefly. I just wanted this to be a really, really nice, easy, chatty video, just to give you a little bit of direction of where to go. Maybe if you're struggling a little bit. I want to start doing these videos on a weekly basis, so if you guys have anything you want me to go more in depth with, if there's anything that you want to learn, then yeah, just let me know in the comments, because I want to create videos that you guys are going to find useful. I don't want to create videos of just me talking and then nobody watches them because they're not interested. So I want to hear from you guys what it is that you would be interested in learning, so that I can create videos for you. So have a wonderful day, guys, and I hope you're painting today, and if you are, have a great day painting, and I will see you later. Bye bye.